Good morning. I'm on the Alum Cave trail. I just got started and it's actually my second time just getting started because when I left my car, I got about a quarter mile in and realized I left my umbrella in the car and there's definitely rain in the forecast for afternoon showers and that kind of thing. I had to go back and get it, but now we're out again and it's about 7:20 and I'm just getting started for a 25-mile day. I'll go up Alum, down, think about this, down Bullhead, up Trillium, and then back down Alum. So this is all training for the Tour de LeConte challenge that I'm doing in conjunction with Friends of the Smokies to raise money for the Trillium Gap Restoration project. So I will show you some sights and fun things along the way. But for now, I'm going to let my legs warm up, and I'll check back in later. So I'm still on Alum Cave, and I just passed Alum Cave, I don't know, half a mile or so ago, and I passed several groups of hikers. I'm always amazed at how early people are up and at 'em on this trail, and I have no doubt there were people who started even before the sun rose, because a lot of people like to come up and watch the sunrise from LeConte. But two guys that I passed, I heard them say, as I passed, something along the lines of letting a girl pass by him. And I'm always kind of half amused, half annoyed by those comments. Because, I don't know, you should probably just take gender out of the equation. And if somebody passes by, why even comment on the gender? Because I doubt they'd have said that if a guy passed. But they were nice, so I'm not trying to bash them, but just benevolent sexism it's alive and real, so just be mindful of it. So if there is one sketchy section of the Alum Cave Trail, it's right here. And it's a really pretty steep drop off to the left of the trail. But if you're careful, it's really a mild degree of risk, in my opinion. You have these cables that are alongside the trail that you can hang on to if you need to. And certainly if you have kids, you want to be very mindful of them, that they don't get too close to this edge. But, you know, if you have a fear of heights and that type of thing, it probably is going to bother you. But it's very short. Like, I just walked through it right there. And it's not that big of a deal if you're careful. But if it were raining or icy, anything like that, that changes the risk, you know, to some degree, just because it's going to be slick. So you just want to be careful and be aware of it. But do not let it deter you from coming up here and enjoying this trail, as long as the conditions are safe overall, because it really is just spectacular the whole way up. I can't quit smiling because I just had the coolest thing happen. I was coming up Alum Cave, and the last little pitch of hill, and there were these two guys coming down it in the distance. Well, as I got closer to them, I recognized them. It was two of the Adams. That was the coolest thing. They had been up taking sunset pictures or sunrise rather, at Myrtle Point, and coming back down. So that was so much fun to talk to them. They're just the nicest guys and so inspirational. They're the ones who inspired this whole Tour de LeConte challenge fundraiser for me. So I owe a lot to them, and we had a great conversation. And they're just as nice in person as they are on social media. I'm back on the Bullhead Trail. I was here a few days ago heading up, and it was so hot and I did not enjoy it at all. So I'm hoping that I enjoy it going down today. I think I will. It's still cool, and it's amazing the difference in just a few days of just the colors of fall. They're really starting to come out, especially with the witch hobble. It's just gorgeous up here in the higher elevations. And I keep seeing patches of it that are just stunning. So there's a bear up ahead, and I'm talking loudly so he hears me coming. He was right on the trail. My guess is that he's gone off into the woods like a good bear. Go on, buddy, I hear you. Go on. Go. I can see him up there. Makes me a little nervous to pass. I'm going to blow my whistle just to make sure he moves on, which he is. Have a good day, buddy. Don't scare the other hikers. Well, that was a typical bear encounter. Usually, though, if a bear is not habituated, they'll really scurry off. That guy was kind of hanging out at the top of the hill, not too terribly bothered by my presence, which is not surprising on this particular trail. I wanted to just give an idea just of what I do when I do come across a bear, just to try to show people, you know, that it doesn't have to be a terrifying encounter. I come across so many people in the park who come across bears, and this one woman, I saw one on Rainbow Falls Trail the other day, and there were a whole group of people, like 10 of us, watching it from, whoa, about slipped, watching it from the side of the trail, kind of letting it go on and do its thing and pass. She grabbed my arm and she said, "I'm terrified." And I thought, gosh, there's 10 of us here against one bear. I promise he is not going to do anything to anybody in these conditions. And while we certainly need to respect their power, because obviously they can do a lot of damage to us, if you're mindful and know what to do when you encounter them, it's very, very, very unlikely that you're going to have an unfortunate situation with one. So just keep that in mind. I encounter bears all the time on my hikes, and I think the reason I come across so many is because I'm out here a lot by myself, and I'm more quiet than a group because I'm not talking. And so I usually will talk as I go by. If I know that they're kind of still in the area, I'll usually wait a few minutes, and that's what I did before I started the video, was just kind of hung out and waited to give him some space and let him pass, because he was right on the trail when I saw him, and he heard me. As soon as he heard me, he bolted off the trail. So I knew that he, you know, certainly wasn't in any mood to come charge me, but they can bluff charge, and when they do that, they just kind of run at you and stop short of you, and I've had it happen. And it probably took a couple years off my life because, you know, you don't know they're going to stop. But I typically carry bear spray, and today I took it out because I thought, oh, I'm going to see so many people on the trail, and I really want to go as light as possible. But that's probably a lesson learned, that anytime I'm by myself, I'm definitely gonna be more prone to seeing bears and should carry it. But like, make lots of noise, do not get close to a bear, always stay at least 50 yards away from wildlife, give them their space. So that's all I got. Make yourself look bigger, clack your poles above your head, that makes yourself look a lot bigger. When I've encountered boar in the park, that always makes the boar run. I can't do anything else to make them you know, hightail it away from me, except for clacking my poles oddly above my head. A quick break at the pulpit because I really enjoy this spot. My mom, she's deceased now, but she was an Episcopal minister or priest. It reminds me of her and her pulpit in the church that she was a part of in Atlanta for many, many years. So I always like to sit here and think about her and have a little talk with her, as I do on many of my hikes. But this is just kind of a neat spot. So one thing to look for in fall as you're hiking along are hazards on the trail, like acorns. Right here at the bottom of Bullhead, they are in abundance, and they're like little ball bearings, as I just found out. So you have to be careful where you step. I just saw a little buck just off the trail. I'm assuming he was eating some of them. A whole bunch more all over the trail, but they are definitely slippery when you step on a big patch of them, and they hurt when they fall on you. Whoa! I can attest. So I think I'll put the camera up because I just slipped again, and pay attention to where I'm walking. So I'm on the Trillium Gap Trail, and just want to show you some of the areas that are probably, I would imagine, maybe on the docket for repair.
Did you hike 26 miles today to Emerald? I don't think so.